Patti LaBelle isn't just the godmother of soul. She's a powerhouse vocalist, a savvy entrepreneur, and a woman whose life story is just as captivating as her voice. But beyond the stage and spotlight lies a world that fans rarely get to see. With a current net worth estimated at $20 million in 2025, you may be wondering, how does Patti LaBelle still earn her fortune? And what secrets does her home and her past really hold? Stick around as we take you inside Patti LaBelle's life, her husband, children, houses, cars, career, and everything in between. By the end, you might just see the diva in a whole new light. What is Patti LaBelle's net worth in 2025? As of 2025, Patti LaBelle's estimated net worth stands at $20 million. This impressive fortune comes from a wide range of ventures. In addition to her legendary music career, which includes solo hits like New Attitude and On My Own, Patti has earned income through touring, television, and film appearances, best-selling cookbooks and memoirs, her popular line of food products, brand endorsements, and live performances. Widely celebrated as the godmother of soul, Patti rose to fame as the lead vocalist of the group LaBelle, best known for the iconic anthem Lady Marmalade. With a career that spans more than 60 years, her voice and presence have made her one of the most influential figures in music history. Patti LaBelle's journey to success wasn't born in glamour. It was carved out of pain, perseverance, and undeniable talent. Born Patricia Louise Holta in a working-class neighborhood of Southwest Philadelphia, she was one of 5 children raised by a railroad worker and a homemaker. Her early life was shaped by hardship, an abusive household, her parents' divorce, and the trauma of being molested at just 12 years old. Yet, it was also a time that revealed her calling. By age 10, Patti was already singing in the church choir, and by 12, she had earned her first standing ovation at Beulah Baptist Church. After winning a local talent contest at 16, Patti formed her first group, the Ordettes. Though lineup changes challenged them, the reformed group eventually became Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, and they started gaining traction in the early 60s with hits like Down the Aisle and You'll Never Walk Alone. Despite modest success, the group was dropped from their label by 1970 and was struggling to stay relevant. Everything changed when British producer Vicky Wickham took over as manager. She reinvented the group, renaming them LaBelle and pushing them into edgier, funk-inspired territory. That gamble paid off. In 1974, Lady Marmalade hit #1, selling over 1 million copies. The album Nightbirds followed suit, going gold and cementing Patti's place in music history. At the time, she was earning both critical acclaim and serious money, finally breaking into the mainstream after more than a decade of grinding in a fickle industry. After the commercial momentum of Nightbirds and the iconic success of Lady Marmalade, LaBelle released 2 more albums, Phoenix in 1975 and Chameleon in 1976. While both projects were critically praised, they failed to produce any crossover hits. By the end of 1976, internal tensions began to fracture the group. Patti LaBelle, Nona Hendryx, and Sarah Dash found themselves clashing creatively, uncertain about their musical future. The situation reached a breaking point during a performance in Baltimore on December 16, 1976, when Hendryx suffered a nervous breakdown backstage. That emotional crisis marked the end of an era. Patti, recognizing the toll it had taken, recommended that the group disband. But Patti LaBelle was far from done. In 1977, she launched her solo career, signing with Epic Records and releasing her self-titled debut album. Partnering with producer David Rubinson, the same man behind LaBelle's Chameleon, Patti's solo work leaned into disco and gospel, featuring tracks like Joy to Have Your Love, Dance With Me, and the now classic You Are My Friend. Though not all her singles charted high, Her unmistakable voice and emotional delivery began carving a new lane for her as a solo force. Over the next few years, Patti released 3 more albums with Epic, Tasty, It's All Right With Me, and Released. Songs like Music Is My Way of Life and I Don't Go Shopping demonstrated her musical versatility and steady appeal. However, major commercial success still eluded her until she switched labels. In 1981, LaBelle signed with Philadelphia International Records. There, she recorded The Spirits in It, which included a powerful version of Over the Rainbow. Around this time, she also began to find opportunities beyond music. In 1982, she was featured in Grover Washington Jr.'s The Best Is Yet to Come, which earned her first Grammy nomination, and later took the stage in the Broadway production Your Arms Too Short to Box with God. Everything changed in 1983 with the release of her breakthrough album I'm in Love Again. The record delivered her first top 10 solo R&B hits, Love, Need, and Want You, and If Only You Knew, the latter of which topped the R&B charts. She followed up with Love Has Finally Come at Last, a duet with Bobby Womack, and made her film debut in A Soldier's Story in 1984. Then came Beverly Hills Cop. Patti contributed New Attitude and Stir It Up to the 1984 blockbuster's soundtrack. The former became her first major crossover solo hit, climbing to number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 and becoming one of her defining anthems. Suddenly, Patti LaBelle wasn't just a respected soul singer, she was a pop culture fixture. She rode this wave of success into high-profile TV specials like Motown Returns to the Apollo and Live Aid, which catapulted her into global recognition. By 1986, she released Winner in You, her best-selling solo album to date. It went to number 1 on the pop charts and spawned the international hit On My Own, a duet with Michael McDonald, and the socially conscious ballad Oh People. While later albums like Be Yourself, 1989, didn't reach the same commercial peak, they were still artistic milestones. That album featured Yo Mister, written and produced by Prince, and If You Asked Me To, a ballad later popularized by Celine Dion. Patti also continued to evolve her career through television, taking on a recurring role in A Different World and launching her own sitcom Out All Night in 1992. By the 1990s, Patti had become a full-fledged icon. Her Grammy win for Burnin', successful duets with legends like Gladys Knight and Dionne Warwick, and her gold-certified albums, Gems, Flame, all contributed to a steady stream of income. But Patti didn't stop at music. She expanded her empire with best-selling memoirs, cookbooks, and even a line of food products, all adding to a growing fortune. She appeared at Super Bowls, starred on Broadway, and became a fixture on television, touring consistently, selling out arenas, and bringing in millions. And she kept going. From reality TV appearances to launching new albums and tours well into her 70s and 80s, Patti LaBelle refused to slow down. Now, with an estimated net worth of $20 million in 2025, she stands not just as a musical treasure, but as a blueprint for how hard work, versatility, and authenticity can build a lasting legacy and a massive fortune. Patti didn't just make money, she made history. Inside Patti LaBelle's $2.9 million Philadelphia mansion and more. For the first 30 years of her remarkable career, Patti LaBelle lived in a stately 1920s colonial-style home nestled in the quiet neighborhood of Wynwood, Pennsylvania, a charming suburban enclave just outside of Philadelphia. Sharing the home with her husband Armstead Edwards, their son Zori, and her late sister's 2 children, Stacy and Billy, the house became the heartbeat of her family life and a sanctuary from the spotlight. Though images of the residence remain scarce online, fans got a rare glimpse inside when Patti graciously opened her doors to MTV for an exclusive tour years ago. The home featured 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a separate guest house, and even a fleet of classic automobiles parked out front. An elegant blend of family warmth and personal style. Inside, Patti transformed the front hallway into a personal art gallery, adorning the space with vibrant prints and striking sculptures. The dining room, just steps away, held more than just dinner parties. It served as a memorial of sorts, filled with conversation pieces and heartfelt photos of the siblings she had lost over the years. The kitchen, though modest by modern standards, was once a cutting-edge culinary hub with white cabinetry, built-in appliances, and tiled floors. It remained Patti's favorite room in the house, the place she felt most herself. Upstairs, a low-hanging chandelier illuminated the path to a spacious walk-in wardrobe, brimming with her most iconic outfits. Nearby, her master bedroom showcased a pair of treasured Dolce & Gabbana pumps and a king-sized bed facing a neatly mounted television, making for a space that balanced comfort and glamour. Outside, Patti chose practicality over flash. Instead of a sprawling deck, her backyard featured a series of kennels for her beloved dogs. Yet luxury wasn't far. Just steps away sat a large indoor pool enclosed in glass, offering a tropical vibe she rarely enjoyed due to her inability to swim. But true to form, Patti found joy elsewhere, often on the back of her sleek Ninja motorbike. After purchasing the property in the early 1970s, Patti remained in the home until 2018, when she made what she declared to be her final move. For nearly 3 decades, that Wynwood residence wasn't just a house. It was a home filled with family, memories, music, and the grounding peace she always found in Philadelphia. In 2018, after spending decades in her beloved Wynwood residence, Patti LaBelle decided it was time for a fresh chapter. She moved into a new home, tucked away in the serene, upscale neighborhood of Gladwin, nestled along Philadelphia's storied Main Line, the stretch of western suburbs that has long been synonymous with quiet affluence and elegance. Though the exact address remains private, Patti gave a rare glimpse into her new sanctuary during an interview with the New York Times. At the heart of her sitting room stands a personal shrine of sorts, a carefully curated display of the many awards she's earned throughout her legendary career. It's a subtle yet powerful reminder of just how much she's accomplished. These days, Patti lives alone, but never far from family. Her son Zuri and his wife, who also serves as Patti's personal makeup artist, live close by and frequently visit, often bringing along her cherished grandchildren. The home became her refuge during the COVID-19 pandemic. While much of the world slowed to a halt, Patti stayed busy, developing new recipes nearly every day and keeping her space in pristine order, organizing and cleaning with her signature care. Just before the pandemic took hold, Philadelphia gave Patti one of its highest honors. A stretch of Broad Street was officially renamed Patti LaBelle Way. Patti was there to receive the tribute in person, and in true LaBelle fashion, she broke into an impromptu performance of Love, Need, and Want You for the fans who crowded the street to celebrate her legacy. That moment wasn't just a ceremony, it was a celebration of a lifelong bond between an artist and the city that raised her. Patti has never felt the pull to leave Philadelphia. As she told Philadelphia Style magazine, "Philadelphia has kept me here because it's quiet for my soul. It's very grounding. It's not New York or Los Angeles where there is so much going on. I've moved in Philly 3 times in my life, but I'm done with moving." Now, in her late 70s, Patti LaBelle has likely found her forever home. Her connection to Philadelphia isn't just deep, it's defining. The city and the star are inseparable. Patti LaBelle is Philadelphia, just as surely as Philadelphia is Patti LaBelle. And that, she's made clear, is something that will never change. Car collection. Patti LaBelle, with a career spanning over 6 decades and an estimated net worth of $20 million, has indulged in life's finer things, including a tasteful car collection that matches her iconic status. Known for her powerful voice and glamorous presence, Patti's vehicles are a reflection of her elegance, comfort, and quiet confidence rather than loud extravagance. One of the standout pieces in her collection is her Mercedes-Benz CLS 550, a sleek, high-performance luxury sedan that starts at around $80,000. With its sculpted design and refined interior, the CLS offers just the kind of comfort and smooth ride a music legend deserves. Patti's version is reportedly customized to suit her preferences, including leather finishes and subtle aesthetic touches that blend timeless sophistication with modern flair. Another vehicle often associated with Patti is a classic Rolls-Royce, perhaps not surprising for someone with her level of prestige. A Rolls-Royce Ghost or Phantom, both priced upwards of $300,000, would fit seamlessly into Patti's world of high-end tastes. Rounding out her understated yet impressive garage is a Cadillac Escalade, a luxury SUV starting around $90,000. This is a practical but stylish choice for someone who values comfort while traveling to events, studios, or just enjoying life with family. It's roomy, commanding, and polished, just like LaBelle herself. Luxury fashion, bags, and jewelry fit for a soul icon. Known for her glamorous stage presence and effortless elegance, Patti's wardrobe is a luxurious blend of designer pieces, statement jewelry, and timeless accessories that reflect her bold personality and legendary status. One of her favorite fashion indulgences is high-end footwear. Patti has often gushed about her love for heels, particularly her treasured Dolce & Gabbana pumps, which can cost upwards of $1,000 per pair. From metallic stilettos to crystal-embellished sandals, her shoe closet is a museum of statement pieces that have strutted across red carpets and concert stages for decades. When it comes to handbags, Patti favors classic investment pieces. She's been spotted carrying the iconic Hermes Birkin bag, known as the pinnacle of luxury handbags. With prices starting around $10,000 and climbing well over $100,000 depending on the materials, a Birkin is more than a purse. It's a power statement. Patti is also fond of Chanel flap bags and Louis Vuitton limited editions, both often retailing for $5,000 to $7,000 each. Her jewelry collection is equally dazzling. Patti has long adorned herself with custom diamond earrings, stacked bangles, and bold cocktail rings, many of which feature real gold and precious stones. A single piece from her collection could range anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. She's also been seen in Chopard and Cartier pieces, brands beloved by the elite for their craftsmanship and glamour. Whether performing for thousands or hosting an intimate dinner, Patti LaBelle wears her legacy, literally, personal life. Patti LaBelle's personal life, like her music, is marked by courage, heartbreak, and resilience. She left Philadelphia's John Bartram High School just one semester before graduation in 1962. But years later, in her mid-30s, Patti returned to finish what she started and proudly earned her high school diploma. Proof that it's never too late to keep moving forward. Her early life wasn't without painful moments. In her memoirs, LaBelle revealed that she was sexually assaulted by legendary singer Jackie Wilson while backstage at the Brevoort Theater in Brooklyn during the 1960s, a traumatic experience that stayed with her. Around the same time, she was briefly engaged to Otis Williams of The Temptations, but broke it off, fearing that marriage would pull her away from her musical path and confine her to a life she wasn't ready to accept. In 1969, Patti married her longtime friend Armstead Edwards, a schoolteacher. Edwards would eventually become her manager when Patti launched her solo career. Their professional and personal relationship lasted for decades before they legally separated in 2000 and finalized their divorce in 2003. Together, they have one son, Zuri Kai Edwards, born in 1973, who now manages his mother's career. After Zuri's birth, Patti battled postpartum depression, a difficult period where fellow artist Laura Nyro stepped in to help care for the baby while Patti recovered. Today, Patti is the proud grandmother of 3 through Zuri. Family loss has cast a long shadow over LaBelle's life. Her mother, Bertha, died of diabetes in 1978. Her father, Henry, passed away from emphysema and Alzheimer's in 1989. Even more devastating, all 3 of Patti's sisters died young. Vivian succumbed to lung cancer at 43, Barbara to colon cancer at 40, and her youngest sister, Jackie, died of brain cancer just shy of her 44th birthday. The grief was overwhelming. Patti shot the music video for If You Asked Me To the day after Jackie's funeral, visibly crying through much of it. She later dedicated her Grammy-winning Burnin' album and her rendition of Wind Beneath My Wings to her sister's memory. These profound losses left Patti with a fear that she, too, wouldn't live past 50. But reaching that milestone brought her a sense of renewal. "I felt like my life had just begun," she once said. Not long after, Patti was diagnosed with diabetes, a diagnosis that turned her into a passionate advocate for awareness and education around the disease. Today, Patti LaBelle enjoys a quieter, grounded life. She owns a home in the suburb of Wynwood, Pennsylvania, and also keeps condos in Los Angeles and the Bahamas. A proud honorary member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, Patti continues to live with grace, gratitude, and purpose. Patti LaBelle's 5 children. Here's a closer look at Patti LaBelle's family life and the children who've shaped her world behind the spotlight. Patti's only biological child is her son, Zuri Kai Edwards, born in 1973. When her then-husband, Armstead Edwards, stepped away from managing her career in 2000, Zuri took over and has remained his mother's manager ever since. The two share a close bond, both personally and professionally. On his 50th birthday in 2023, Patti posted a heartfelt tribute on social media, celebrating the man he's become and thanking him for everything he does. Zuri is also a family man. He married Lona Azami in 2014, and together they have 3 children, Gia, Layla, and Zuri Jr. The family often shares glimpses of their joyful moments, from Disney vacations to poolside fun, reminding everyone how deeply Patti's legacy is rooted in love and family. But Zuri isn't the only child Patti considers her own. After the death of her beloved younger sister Jackie in 1989 from a brain tumor, Patti stepped in to raise Jackie's 2 children, William and Stace. She has often spoken about how close she was to Jackie and how adopting her niece and nephew helped her feel connected to her sister even after her passing. Beyond those 3, Patti has also embraced others as family. Stanley, one of the young men she's helped raise, is now a staff attorney in Washington, D.C. at Covington and Burling LLP. Interestingly, Stanley once dated Michelle Obama during their time at Harvard, a fact that surfaced in a 2015 biography of the former First Lady. Another, Dodd, is an entrepreneur based in New Jersey. He runs an athletic wear company called Pump Dog, which he relaunched in 2021. With a degree from the University of North Texas and a focus on performance apparel, Dodd represents the drive and ambition Patti has always nurtured in her extended family. For Patti LaBelle, motherhood has never been limited to biology. It's about heart, care, and commitment. Civil suits. In 2010, Patti LaBelle found herself at the center of an unexpected controversy in Manhattan. While in the lobby of the Trump Place apartments, she got into a heated confrontation with a woman, which ended with LaBelle allegedly yelling at her and accidentally splashing water that landed on the woman's baby. Although the incident didn't lead to a trial, LaBelle agreed to a settlement of $100,000. In a gesture of goodwill, the woman's family chose to donate the settlement to charity. A year later, in June 2011, LaBelle faced another legal issue, this time in Houston, Texas. While en route to a performance in Louisiana, LaBelle's entourage was at George Bush Intercontinental Airport when a confrontation occurred involving a 23-year-old West Point cadet named Richard King. King was waiting in a rideshare area when he was allegedly assaulted by LaBelle's bodyguards. He claimed the incident caused a concussion and filed a civil lawsuit against LaBelle, seeking $1 million in damages. LaBelle's team maintained that King had provoked the altercation, and during the court proceedings, the cadet's conduct was heavily scrutinized. The case went to trial, and after 5 days of testimony, King lost. He had also been suspended from the U.S. Military Academy following the incident. Meanwhile, LaBelle filed a countersuit in response to his claims. One of her bodyguards, Ephraim Holmes, who had been accused of misdemeanor assault, was ultimately acquitted in November 2013. While these legal battles briefly cast a shadow over LaBelle's otherwise polished public image, they did little to tarnish her legendary status in music. As always, she moved forward with strength, grace, and the fierce dignity that has defined her career: charity work, foundations, and activism. Throughout her life and career, Patti LaBelle has been more than just a legendary performer. She's also been a powerful advocate for causes close to her heart. Known for her deep compassion and sense of responsibility, LaBelle has supported numerous charities and foundations over the years. Her commitment to peace and justice has driven her to champion access to education, healthcare, housing, employment opportunities, and equality under the law. Health advocacy has long been a cornerstone of her philanthropic work. LaBelle has served on several national boards, dedicating her voice and platform to raising awareness around critical issues such as diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and AIDS. In 1987, she stepped into a national spotlight as a spokesperson for the National Minority AIDS Council, lending her voice to the Live Long Sugar campaign, a groundbreaking effort aimed at encouraging people of color to seek treatment and speak openly about AIDS during a time when stigma ran deep. LaBelle also used her fame to spotlight the challenges faced by the gay and lesbian community during the AIDS crisis, becoming an early and vocal ally. Over the years, she's continued to show up for the LGBTQ+ community, not only through her words, but through action, performing at numerous pride events and never shying away from speaking up for equal rights. With her signature grace and authenticity, Patti LaBelle has made it clear that her legacy isn't just about hit records or sold-out tours. It's about making the world a more compassionate, inclusive, and healthier place for everyone. Which part of Patti LaBelle's life surprised you the most? Her family devotion, her luxury lifestyle, or her incredible career journey? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more exclusive content. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.